It's officially official. Caitlyn Clark is your WNBA Rookie of the Year. Caitlyn Clark, Rookie of the Year, one last award to cap off just an incredible season from Caitlyn Clark. It was kind of weird because we knew this was happening last week. It got leaked. Really, we knew this was happening well over a month ago internally. But to see it finally official from the WNBA was cool yesterday. She received 66 of the 67 votes. 66 to 67. So she is not your unanimous Rookie of the Year. And frankly, that is ludicrous. It is ludicrous that we were sitting here this morning and not able to just say Caitlyn Clark, unanimous Rookie of the Year. Not unexpected, per se, because when we saw the MVP voting, it stood out that someone had given Angel Reese a vote for MVP or on the MVP ballot. And because of that, the assumption was, well, that person is probably going to give a vote to Angel Reese as their first pick for Rookie of the Year. That is the case. We don't 100% know that it was the same person, but like connect the dots. So Angel Reese got one vote for Rookie of the Year. And I just wish that the person who gave Angel Reese a vote for Rookie of the Year could have recognized that Angel Reese had a tremendous season, a historic season in her own right. Sometimes you just go up against a juggernaut of someone who is so definitively the best rookie in your class. And what we saw from Caitlyn Clark coming out of the All-Star break, the Olympic break, she said something had been awakened within her, and it showed in just about every game for Caitlyn Clark and the Fever after that point. To get the Fever to the playoffs was the cherry on top. You quickly realized you were watching something special. Truly, one of the greatest rookie campaigns of any basketball player we have ever seen came from Caitlyn Clark this season. And I hate that we can't say that she was unanimous Rookie of the Year, but we can't. She was almost. I've seen a lot of nearly unanimous Rookie of the Year, but nearly doesn't cut it.
Listen, man, you don't get double the award. The way we do these sort of, because you need the awards for the legacy, and the way we do that can be kind of weird at times. And this is one of those that gets weird to me. She won. She absolutely won Rookie of the Year. So why are we making a big to-do about unanimous or not? And it's not just in this league. It's in the NBA. We make a big deal about it. We make a big deal in the NFL as well. Anytime there's an MVP vote, it's like, all right, you won MVP, but let's tear this off. You weren't a unanimous MVP, right? But we all saw the season with our eyes. We all know how special a season that it was for Caitlyn Clark. And we all saw it. We all know it to be the case. And when we look back on this 15, 20, 25, 30 years down the line, it'll be, Caitlyn Clark was Rookie of the Year, and I'm assuming she'll have a bunch of other accolades in that trophy case as well. So when we begin to talk about legacies of Caitlyn Clark, it will be a great one, a grandiose one. I don't think anybody's going to say, Caitlyn Clark can't be in my top 10 WNBA players of all time. She didn't get unanimous Rookie of the Year once.
No,
right? Like
of course not.
That's not how it's going to go. But if I had a vote, and if you had a vote, we both vote for Caitlyn Clark. That's how special of a season it was. I started off the season pre-break, I would have given it to Angel Reese. I would have voted for Angel Reese because Angel Reese, to your point, had an unbelievable season, a season we had never seen before. That's crazy to stop and think about. Two of these rookies had not two rookie seasons we hadn't seen, two just WNBA type seasons we've never seen before. Angel Reese's ability to rebound, Caitlyn Clark's ability to be a primary facilitator and scorer, that was something we hadn't seen ever. And for both of them, it was a hell of a year. I look forward to seeing where they go next. But this is going to add fuel to the Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese fire rivalry thing, or rivalry of the fire, whatever the hell they're calling this thing right now.
That's where I just get annoyed. And does it matter in the long run? You're right. Absolutely not. Like, this is the beginning of an illustrious career for Caitlyn Clark, an illustrious professional career after coming out of such an impressive time in the college ranks. And like you said, being the WNBA all-time assist leader in a single season as a rookie. Incredible. Making the most threes of any rookie of all time. Incredible. Being the first rookie to have a triple-double in the WNBA. Count it. Getting her team to the playoffs and had two of them. No one had ever done it before, and Caitlyn Clark had two. It's pretty impressive. I just wish that the voter who cast their vote, and I'm sure they believed with all of their chest that they wanted to give that vote to Angel Reese, but like, who does it help? I don't think it helps anyone to be the contrarian. I'm going to zig when everyone else zags. And it's not just to follow the leader, like, oh, we're all just voting for Caitlyn Clark because one person said to do it. No, like the stats were there, the season was there, the body of work was there that made it so clear that Caitlyn Clark, again, coming out of the All-Star break, out of the Olympic break, had separated herself as the best rookie in this class. And for somebody to be like, you know what, actually, we all know the actually person. And the actually person is never as smart or as clever or as different as anyone seems to believe that they would be in that situation. Instead, it just kind of falls flat. And like, I even remember, you say it doesn't affect the long-term nature of Caitlyn Clark's legacy, and that's definitive. Like, let's be perfectly clear. Nobody is going to sit here trying to figure out, is she going to be in the Hall of Fame because, well, you know what? Well, actually, she wasn't a unanimous Rookie of the Year that first season. But we do still remember just weird things like the 2013 MVP voting. I'll never forget when Carmelo Anthony got a vote that kept LeBron James from being the unanimous MVP that year. Every single person except for one voted for LeBron James. And to Gary Washburn's credit, he stood on it. He came out. This was his vote. He explained the reasoning for why he went with Carmelo Anthony in that case. We still talk about whoever gave A'ja Wilson the fourth place MVP vote. They're still trying to figure out who had the audacity to do that. So it is something that we talk about. But in the grander scope of the WNBA conversation, it just, like you said, it adds fuel to a fire that has just raged all season long. And we will get a break now. I did want to recommend, did you happen to see the discourse coming out of Christine Brennan on Sarah Spain's podcast yesterday?
No, I did not see that.
I meant to send the podcast to you. It's over an hour, so it's a long listen, but it's a really good listen. Like, I strongly recommend it. It can be a frustrating listen at times. Like, I was yelling into my phone trying to answer someone who could not hear me as I was listening to Christine Brennan. And it's been such a weird thing because there were so few women in sports journalism, period, to look up to as a young woman trying to get into sports journalism. And so I've always been so thankful, I guess, for Christine Brennan breaking glass ceilings and getting in NFL locker rooms and the conversations that she has had. She was huge on the Colin Kaepernick story and being one of the primary voices of support towards Colin Kaepernick. And her coverage of the WNBA this season has just felt off to me, to many others. And she was on Sarah Spain's podcast, and in particular, the latest thing with Christine Brennan was when she asked Dejanay Carrington if she purposely poked Caitlyn Clark in the eye, and then followed up by asking if she was laughing about that incident quarters later. And there was a lot of criticism on Christine Brennan asking those questions and how they were asked. And ultimately, the WNBA PA, Terry Jackson, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s mother, released a statement on behalf of them asking for the revoking of Christine Brennan's credentials. And I don't think Christine Brennan's credentials should get pulled. I want to be perfectly clear. Like, there is journalism and questions get asked, and people don't ask things the way that they mean to. But listening to Christine Brennan try to talk through her coverage of the WNBA season in its entirety, because it wasn't just about that incident. It was how she's covered the league all year, and primarily through the lens of Caitlyn Clark. She's also writing a book on Caitlyn Clark. It's unauthorized, so people who are like, she's in cahoots with Caitlyn Clark's camp. That's not how that works. Caitlyn Clark is not a part of the creation of the book. She is just a central character of the book and the journalistic element of it. But I remember Christine Brennan's response to Caitlyn Clark not making the Olympic team rubbed me the wrong way. Then the coverage of that Olympic team that still went off and became the most dominant Olympic team we have ever seen by winning another gold medal. But listening to the two of them go back and forth, I thought it was a really good reminder of the difference between intent and impact. By no means did Christine Brennan, or does Christine Brennan, think that she had malintent on some of the coverage of the WNBA this season, but because of the unique structure of the W with racism, sexism, misogyny, homophobia, the impact can lay differently than if you're covering a different league. So anyway, I highly recommend it. It was a long listen, but it was a really good listen.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.